Welcome, Whiskey Vault.
I'm Daniel.
Rex.
This is a gift from magnificent bastard Richard Narbrough.
Richard Narbrough, you magnificent bastard.
Although I think you should correctly pronounce it Narbrough.
Okay.
Narbrough.
This doesn't look like whiskey glass to me. What does that look like to you?
It looks like, I don't know actually. Japanese whiskey.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're aiming for the Japanese market.
Maybe a vermouth?
Maybe. You know, there's a gin. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a gin bottle.
It could be a gin.
Yeah, because there's some Citadel bottles that look like that, and yeah.
I wonder what the design language is, where some things look like, oh yeah, that's a whiskey bottle, and other things are like, oh, what's going on? Because there's other whiskey bottles that have, you know, ornate glass ridges.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
But whiskey just is for the classics.
Okay.
The boring people. This is Lindores. This is really cool. I've never had it, but I'm kind of excited. Because this is a Scotch that is from a distillery built around the Abbey where the first written mention of distilled Scotch is in Scotland in 1494.
Oh, okay.
So in the Exeter roll, there's this quote that says they gave, what was his name? Brother John Core was given 8 bowls, B-O-L-S, bowls of malt in order to produce aquavite.
Huh.
And at the Lindores Abbey, right?
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of like, that amount of malt would have made like 400 bottles.
Wow.
So this is not like a home brewer
This was
operation.
this is a real deal.
Legit in 1494.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't aged whiskey. It was probably closer to gin. So it's distilled grain, but they would add botanicals.
Okay.
They would add honey to make it taste better.
Yeah.
So it was just a distilled spirit.
Sure.
But it's the great ancestor of what we know as whiskey now. So this is bourbon barrel, wine barrel, and sherry butts.
Smells like farts.
It smells fainty. Yeah, a little sulfury.
Yeah, I think they cut low, man.
I think this is sherry.
You
I think you're getting the sherry. Yeah.
Because that is getting to the... It's very vegetal.
Yeah.
That's the kind of vegetal that lives deep in the tails.
No, well, okay, so a little bit, but the fart note, the sulfur type thing, that's sherry.
You got...
I also think that it is young.
Get broccoli.
You're getting the grain forward.
Got broccoli farts. Got broccoli farts in there.
It's very space-sidey, actually, smelling.
Oh, it's very farty.
Like young space-sidey.
Man, what space are you drinking, man?
Dude, that's why people really don't like a lot of the monkey shoulder.
This...
It gets that same funky, sickly...
I have not had something this vegetal and farty in Space Sides.
What did you comparing? What did you do over there? Smell this. Is it the same thing? Are you smelling the same thing?
Mostly. Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah.
I am not getting as aggressive as you are on the...
Yeah, it's not good. It's not.
Wow, this is a first. Normally it's the reverse of this.
No.
But Rex has gone off the rails sideways on this one.
No. I am
fine.
squarely planted on the rails, and the rails smell like farts.
It just smells like really young malt with a sherry cask influence.
Do you ever have vegetables that have been sitting in a garbage can in like a hot day? You come out.
Have I eaten vegetables out of a garbage can on a hot day?
Yeah.
What life do you think I lead? I'm not that broke.
You know, looking back at some of the earliest episodes in the Whiskey Vault where our beards were just like, whatever, man, it's just going to happen. We look pretty hobo-ish.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, okay.
I just imagine myself the next time someone says, hey, are you down from the Whiskey Vault? That's why I'm hovered over a trash can with the lid off with one hand. And I'm like, what?
God, I can't get past that vegetal weirdness.
All right, well, take a sip.
It's like, I'll tell you what it is. Boiled cabbage. You know that fartiness of boiled cabbage?
If you don't like the sip, you're not on the nose, you're not going to like the sip. Because it's the same direction.
There's a sweet maltiness buried under like a farty boiled cabbage.
Not having any, huh?
I like the taste better than the nose.
Yeah.
But the way that it lands, it's got like a tiny little bit of a bitter twinge right on the end there. Yeah.
I think it's just young.
You think it's just young?
It's just young.
You think you're gonna age out the cabbage farts?
Yes, I do. Because remember, in Scotland, they are able to cut a lot wider because they sit in the barrel for so long.
Yeah.
We have to cut more narrow because we don't get time to age those things out. But you can taste hints of that in a lot of really young malts. You know where you find it? You find it in no-name brand budget malt releases.
Yeah.
When it's like barely 3 years old and they're releasing it anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So
you know,
you
like
eventually-
a Highland Queen or something like that.
You put that in your face. You give it 30 seconds. You can go back, and that cabbage fart turns into just kind of a little bit of a grassiness combined with that sweet maltiness.
Yeah, that's what I was getting. Is just
Okay.
that young,
See,
grassy grain.
I had to get it in my face to get the retro nasal. That's
Is that the what's his name?
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson version of nosing.
You smell that.
That's Jack Nicholson sommelier.
You smell that glass. You
Look at
gotta
that
get the retro nasal. Yeah. So the sweetness does build every time you go back to it.
Yeah.
It's almost like a condensed wildflower sweetness.
I want to see this come out significantly older.
Yeah, put some more time on it. If it's gonna age out the cabbage farts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, you don't suffer through that long. You get it in your face hole, and then the cabbage farts subside, and you get some grassiness. But still. Jimmy Leg, also known as Jimmy freaking Leg.
Freaking leg.
Who cares what craft means when these are the two definitions? 1, an activity involving skill in making things by hand. 2, skill used in deceiving others.
When those are the actual dictionary definitions of
Right.
craft, even the dictionary doesn't agree with itself.
Right. The dictionary agrees that everybody that's using craft
for all time.
on a label is probably deceiving you.
I love that.
I think the second one is the most commonly used by distillers.
Yes.
Right on.
Yeah.
That's
I
very
agree.
funny. But if we just put the second definition aside, I mean, at what point is something not considered being made by hand?
No. So the point that we arrive at every time we have this discussion is the term is meaningless.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah.
The point is the term is meaningless.
That sounds good.
So I have a
Sounds
sheet
good.
that I don't remember who created it.
Yeah.
It's one of our people, I feel like. I use it in whiskey too, and it's a chart on American whiskey and craft.
Yeah.
And on the left it says craft and all the things that would mark craft. And on the right it says big business, big corporation, and all the things that would mark that in the same category, line to line, right?
Yeah.
And we went through it as a class, and I said, in every one of these single boxes, you could name a distillery with 1 owner and 2 employees, and you could name 200-person distilleries, both doing it. This one, both. This one, every single one in both categories, even though they fall into stereotypical columns, you can find examples of small and large distilleries in both. And so what we decided at the end of that 30 minutes was it means nothing. Yeah.
We have Ethan Orions. It's not just the problem that I drink whiskey, but the fact that I am an architect as well that makes me annoying.
I was thinking, what is the worst combination of whiskey nerd and as a career that would make them just insufferable? I think accountant.
Dude, I see
CPA.
See, the accountants that I know,
They don't talk about
they
accounting.
don't want to talk about accounting.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, because I spend a lot of time in accountant meetings, so I have a disproportionate read on that, because Adrian used to bring his group over here all the time.
What's a profession where everybody is dropping what they do? Or maybe it's a company they work for.
Oh no.
Yeah?
It's social media influencer.
Oh, yeah.
And whiskey nerd. Oh no! Oh, channel's over.
All right.
Oh,
I'm going to kill myself. Yeah.
Oh, that stings a little.
That's the moment they realized they played themselves.
I sure hope Jimmy wasn't watching this episode.
Yeah, honestly, all of the influencers that I know, nobody wants to be known as an influencer.
Oh no, it's the worst.
They'll say like creator, YouTuber.
Content creator.
Yeah, it's like influencer is just the worst. But everybody that's talking to you, they're using the word influencer, and you're just like,
Ow. No, I do know. On the other hand, there's a whole world of business people who want to be known as thought leaders and influencers.
Yeah, there's a whole, like, there's mavens, there's gurus.
Yeah,
Anyways. Okay, maybe someday. You're into it more than me right now.
Still not into it. Like, not bad, but like,
Okay.
But just not as visceral as your first
Cabbage
reaction.
farts. Here's to fighting, stealing, and drinking.
If you fight me, I fight for a friend.
You steal, make you steal your liver sarts.
And if you drink,
May you drink with us.